All right, dear friends, today we're going to go through 16 real alien videos, starting with one of my absolute favorites. This is gnarly. No, this is not an airplane. My speculation is could be S4, but it's definitely a base. Now, I think this is a chamber where the ETs are able to breathe because apparently when they're in our atmosphere too long, it hurts them, according to Dan Burrish, who worked with J Rod. Are we looking at J Rod? Look at that sucker. Look at his bed. This is like his prison cell. That's why I say this is possibly underground at S4. There it is, a typical gray of a video smuggled out of somewhere. Now, this, I don't know what to say. I mean, some people say it's a kid in a costume, but look how skinny the legs are. It looks like it's dancing, but if you really look at it, it's not dancing. Maybe it's just how these darn things move. Very weird alien. I don't know. I'm going to leave this one for you guys to judge. Anybody who's been abducted or contacted by aliens, I want you to tell me which of these ones are ones you saw during your abduction or your contacts. Again, with these floppy ears, kind of weird looking to me. So I'm this one right here is a fantastic one. Again, look at how weird the legs look because the joints of the knees apparently are much lower than ours. Obviously, look at the arms. And then the crazy thing is you see sort of the fuzziness around. Is this possibly in one dimension and partly in another? Now, a lot of people will talk about the fact that the reason you could see right through these suckers is because sometimes they're not entirely in one dimension. They could literally be half in one, half in another. And before I hit play, let me just make this point too. They may not be visiting us. These Some of these things may very well be right here where we are, only not in this reality. That sometimes these things can bleed through into our dimension. And I think that's what some of these are. Let's go through because, like I said, some of my favorite ones are here. And undoubtedly, you all have seen a couple of these for sure, especially when we get to Skinny Bob. Okay, let's see what this which one this is. I queued up 16 for you. Oh, there was one very similar to this that was my absolute favorite because of the way the ET walked. Um, Again, let's see it zoom in. Look at that. You got the giant head. You have a very long neck. And again, it doesn't look like there could be a human in an outfit looking like that. I mean, wow. Look at the proportions. Look how long the arms are. Okay, I have questions about this one. There's a guy that you'll see at the end. He is literally going to shake the hand of this. So, are they having some sort of telepathic conversation? But why is he so different looking? Now, you'll notice his height is, about 6 feet, maybe 5 feet. Is he one of the tall whites? But it doesn't look like what people describe as the tall whites. They usually have pink eyes and they look more human. This thing is dog ugly. Again, anybody's been contacted, please tell me. Now, we also know that the small grays are drones. They're basically the AI, biological AI. We do know that generally, when there's a crew of grays, one of them is taller and is the real gray. Is that what we're looking at? All the other little guys we see, are they the AI drones? But this happens to be the real alien? Again, you guys who have been taken, I am counting on you to verify if this sucker is real. If it's a hoax, it's a very elaborate hoax. But again, look at the neck. It is pretty damn long. Can someone even fit into a costume like this? I also like the eyes. You could even see reflection off it, which lends to the credibility that this could be real. I don't think this was created in AI. This is actually older than older because of the fact that we have AI for the last few years. We didn't perfect it till a few years ago where they could create AI video. So this was out for years before we got to that AI video. Again, just want to know what you folks out there who have been taken think. Now, I'm just going to show you this part so you see what I mean. This gentleman right here is facing the alien. He seems to be saying something to him. The alien it doesn't move his mouth, so maybe he's communicating telepathically. But then, see, there goes the handshake. I believe you should be able to see both in the same. There you go. I'm just going to show you this before I get to the rest of the footage because there is more crazy footage. And real quick, don't forget to subscribe. If you want to support my work, please send a super thanks. I will greatly appreciate it. Skip Starbucks for a day instead of spending that money on the coffee. Please send it here. And also share this video and leave a comment. Again, I'm counting on you folks who have been taken. Okay, let's get through some more here. All right, let's get through this sucker. Remove. Let's add to the screen. Present. It's kind of a pain in the butt to do this in real time, but hey, I wouldn't have it any other way. Let's hope this is the right one I'm trying to get to you. I really don't want to have to repeat something, but if I do, then it's an easy fix. Okay. I guess we'll know in 1 second if this is the same one because I have 4 different videos ready for you. By the way, this is from the OMG Real UFO channel. Brand new channel. Yep. Unfortunately, this is the same one. So hold on, folks. I'm going to fix that right up by just getting rid of this entire screen and getting you. Let's make sure this guy. No. Okay, here we go. Here's a new one for you. Let's present. Share screen. And grab it for you. Okay, now this has been circulating a very long time. This is actually a dead ET, I believe, in Russia. There you go. It says in Russia. I was just about to say in Russia. This, I believe, was captured in the 60s, and then there's a great documentary that came out in the late 90s where they even go to the autopsy. And you even see the crash disc with, Russian KGB and others, and going up and picking up the pieces and the body. Again, what is this? Is this real or not? Why do we have so many different types of grays? I don't know what to say about that one. I'm just going to say 50-50. Same thing with this one. That wasn't an ear. If it was an ear, I'd be like, I think it's kind of bunk. You know what? It sounds to me that this ET died, maybe froze to death, but seemed to have been tangled into that fence. We got razor wire over there. Maybe that's what killed it, but it doesn't look like it died and someone just hung the body up there for everyone else to see. Now, it could be a prankster. It very well could be. So again, you guys should absolutely know what this is. This is Dr. Jonathan Reed's alien autopsy. I had him on. Check my channel out. It's the greatest UFOs and technology that cannot be made on Earth. You have to hear about the DNA results of this being because he did send skin samples and blood samples. So yes, this is absolutely real without a doubt. Yes, his name is it's just a nickname. They called him Freddie the Gray. And by the way, over 100 people that were involved in investigating this were later abducted by this same alien with the wound on the side of its head when which it got when Jonathan Reed hit it. He said, I believe the dog's name was Lucy. So yes, this is absolutely real. I can't even tell you which angle this. Look at that's the mouth on top. There's the eyes right there. So what you're seeing, it's lying down. The feet are to the right, and it's just facing up. You're seeing an up close of the same being. Again, you could see all of this in my interview, so we don't really need to see more of this. For those of you who haven't seen this, I'll just let it play out for a little bit. But yes, please go check out the interview I did, or interviews plural, with Dr. Jonathan Reed. Okay, let's see what the number one is. Oh, okay. This was taken from S4, leaked by a guy codenamed Victor. Apparently, when they were transferring the S4 footage from videotape into DVD or even whatever they were doing, this copy of the VHS was actually leaked. What you're seeing here is an interview, and there's a telepath that is where the camera is on this side of the screen. This is actually protected by a window and a little chamber. What seems to happen is this being starts to suffer from some sort of attack. Maybe it's choking, maybe it can't breathe anymore. And what you see are human nurses, essentially, or doctors coming in to try to save it. Look, it's already starting to convulse a little bit. It's going to get really actually sad. Oh, really interesting thing. You see how it says DNI? That should be more of a clue that Bob Lazar is telling the truth. You know why? Department of Naval Intelligence is exactly where Bob Lazar's checks came from when he worked at S4. This also being from S4, of course, the DNI would be involved. It makes sense. It's just another piece of the puzzle that seems to fit. And again, just one more piece of the puzzle that has come out in the 35 years since. Sorry for this poor being. He's in a strange new world, captured, and now he's almost dying. When Victor was in disguise and in shadow, you could even hear in his voice how distraught he was. And his voice was even disguised. I would really like if someone can track down that Victor, his real name, and get him on camera. I don't think he's going to get in trouble anymore. But then again, everybody who worked at that signed the 10-10 agreement, $10,000 fine, 10 years in prison, which I hear has gone up to 25 years in prison and $25,000 fine, if not a $250,000 fine. Look at this. I feel really sad uh, what's going on. But at least from what I understand, they did revive it. And then in about 95, 97. Okay, again, this is OMG Real UFOs. So let me make sure I cut out the right one as I get you to the third one. And then I have a 16th video I want to show you. So we've seen 10 so far of real aliens, a few that I vouch for, especially the Jonathan Reed. Now, I could tell you this. Come on, there we go. One of the ones you're about to see is one that I've played multiple times. It's the Skinny Bob, but it's the other four that I really want you to see and tell me what you all think. Again, I'm looking for abductees and alien contactees to step forward and say, hey, wait a minute. I saw this in real life. This is real. Okay, here we go. I believe this is Colombia, Brazil, somewhere in South America. Let's find out. Okay, what you're looking is behind these kids. You see right there? I believe it's going to zoom up. Now, there's a history of aliens looking through windows, peeking through behind trees. That's not what's happening now, but this just reminded me. Why do they do that? Obviously, they are watching us. Maybe they're checking out our mannerisms. They're clearly very interested in our emotions and stuff. Wow, again, this just looks like that grave from the very first video I showed you, which was like the compression chamber where J Rod was in. Could this be a hoax? I think most can, but in my heart of hearts, no, absolutely not. Is this the one that was my favorite? I hope it's among these five last ones. If not, because there was one in a forest caught by a trail cam where the darn ET was just walking around in the craziest way, to me, which was probably my favorite UFO video. If this isn't it, oh, Colombia. If this isn't the one, I will track it down. It's been a few years since I saw it, but I promise you folks, I will track it down and get it to you. This again looks like the gray from the S4 interview that we just saw, as well as the very first video, which is probably my favorite in the bunch. One of the favorite, because there's a few really fantastic ones. I give this one a single thumb up. I believe this one to be real as well. And look at the camera quality. We're talking way before AI, way before the ability to manipulate the way we do now. Oh, wow. This is freaky. This is in the United States. Don't know what state. The guy is just driving on his snowmobile with his dog very, very fast. Then he starts to notice the dog starts barking, and he even says, if I play the audio, what are you barking at, dog? What I want you to pay attention to is the left of that trail. He's going to start speeding up. Clearly, there's a person behind them because they seem to talk. Look at that tall sucker. Did you just see that? As soon as he passes that, I think he says something to the effect of what the hell or what the F, and then just speeds on way past there in fright. I'm assuming that is exactly what the dog was barking at. Okay, they should show us again. Look at that. That looks as tall as that one that was shaking the hand of the guy. Could this be a tall white? Could this be a tall gray? I don't know, but look at how skinny the arms are, especially the right arm, and how low they hang. This is not human anatomy, folks. This is why I tend to believe this one is probably real. Okay, one of my favorite ones. At first glance, this reminded me of that 10-part series called Taken that Steven Spielberg made on alien abduction. It looks identical when you see the Roswell craft, or what's supposed to be the Roswell craft, in that movie. However, it's not. Look at these tall suckers that are out walking upon the grass, and then watch what happens to him. He's literally going to collapse in, like, just disappear, which I'm assuming he's getting back in the craft to fly off. This one, another one, 2 thumbs up. I've known this Jaime Maussan checked into this case, and this is also verified as being untampered with. Okay, the Skinny Bob footage. Now, the reason I know this is real is I've asked, again, like I'm asking all you abductees and contactees to please comment on what you saw. 2 friends of mine were visited by aliens when they were kids. And when I asked them, show me what they look like, of all the videos I've ever talked about and showed on my channel, and also played in the back of interviews, which one would you say is identical to what you saw in reality? Both said the Skinny Bob footage, which is one of these that you're going to see here. I'll tell you exactly what the Skinny Bob one. It's the one where he's standing, but this is the whole collection. Now, the reason why these are not fake, the guy who released them never monetized the channel and also never posted anything since. It's like he opened an account, dropped these videos up like 10, 12 years ago, like 13, 2011, somewhere that maybe even earlier, and never commented again. It's like pseudonym, here's the footage, not monetized, bye everyone. So what reason would he have to give us fake stuff? So again, this footage is from the 40s into the 60s, and some of that crash footage with the dead aliens on the ground, by the way, this is Skinny Bob, happened to be from the Cape Girardeau, Missouri crash, or possibly even the Aztec or even Roswell crash. So that is speculation. The reason I don't think Roswell is because when you talk to the people that actually know the shape of the craft, it was not a flying saucer. It was an egg or a wedge. So I don't think that was Roswell footage we saw at the beginning of this Skinny Bob collection. But yeah, this is just fantastic footage. Okay, let me see what the next one is. And then I'm going to get to the 16th one, which is bonkers crazy. And again, when I get to the 16th one, remember, folks, about what I said, how sometimes they could look see through because they could be coming in from another dimension while another. Again, this is part of the one of 6 tapes that were dropped with the Skinny Bob. The family vacation is basically more than one alien walking from right to left, as you could see, 42. And then he glances over at the cameraman. The reason being is they were not supposed to have cameras. So the humans violated the treaty. There you go. I'll just let you read what it says. So they violated the treaty because the ETs have telepathy. So even though we were trying to be slick and have the cameras hidden, these things figured it out by reading into humans' thoughts. I don't know how many years they stopped talking to us and stopped showing up for bilateral meetings, but apparently it set our program back of cooperation with these things for a few years. So I'll just let this finish up before I get to the one of the most bonkers videos you will ever see. And it's, from what I know, it's brand new. I've never seen it until today. Again, Skinny Bob, those of you who have checked my channel out before, you've seen me use this in interviews where I don't have video of me and the guest speaking. And by the way, if you haven't checked out my interviews yet, there is well over 500 on this channel, most of them being about paranormal UFOs, and many of them with ultra high profile guests who I know you will recognize. Let's just put it this way: there is only a couple people involved in ufology that you've seen on Ancient Aliens and other things that I have not interviewed. So, in other words, I've interviewed 99% of all ufologists, especially the bigger guys. Giorgio Tsoukalos, Neil deGrasse Tyson, Michio Kaku, Lou Elizondo. I mean, that's just a couple. So let's get to the last thing. Now we're going to see this ultra bonkers one that I really am dying for you to see. Okay, this is the sucker we're going to bring in. Present, share screen. And I already queued it up just to that portion. Now, this is from Casper Sight's video, which was ironic because he actually reacted to some of Third Phase of Moon's footage. But that's not why we're watching this right now. We're watching this for a camper who set up a trail cam. Now, again, what I told you earlier, this being is going to be see-through. Here you go. And I think there's more than one. There is absolutely more than one because as one walks towards the the Jeep, one comes towards the camera. Look at that. Look at the eye, by the way. Yeah, that wasn't a very good shot. Just hang tight. This sucker comes back. This thing does not look human. The eyes are glowing. Could this be a Bigfoot? Now, it's not as wide as Bigfoot. Very well could be. I just think it's an ET that seems to be, or or whatever it is, an ultra dimensional creature, that ultra terrestrial creature that is bleeding in from his dimension. Look at that, how close it came to the camera. And I believe that to be the second one. There may be even be a third one. Let's see if he plays it again. This is the guy who that particular night, while his family and him were sleeping, that is when the being came out, or the beings. Let's see it again one more time. Is that, I hope that's what he did. Yep, here we go. He's setting it up to happen. Now, possibly are linked to what we're seeing. They don't look like moths to me. Are they insects? Yes, it's possible, but let's just pay attention again one last time. Mind you, this is the 16th video of Real Aliens Tonight. Wow. Let's wait for that sucker to come up. In a very weird. Oh no. Is he? Please show it. Come on, Ben. By the way, this guy Casper Sight, I don't know why he chose that name. His real name is Ben, but whatever. Maybe it was created from a video game because he used to be a video game streamer. Okay, look at that. So I just don't think it's Bigfoot. I'd like to see it paused again. I mean, I could pause it myself, but I know this guy is way too skinny to be a Bigfoot. And one of the reasons people say, why don't we see Bigfoot every time we go into the forest, is because they possibly, when they go home, they go into their own dimension. That's just a theory. Yeah, I guess you could say this is a skinnier Bigfoot. I don't think that's what we're really looking at. Again, everybody who's ever been taken or had contact with these. And again, if you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe. Make sure you hit the thumbs up. Share this video with someone you have not seen it. All three of those things help my end. And skip Starbucks for a day. And please send me super thanks. I would greatly appreciate it. You'll help my analytics and help me keep producing more interviews for you and more UFO videos for you, as well as non-UFO videos for you. I also want to hear in the comments what it is you guys want me to do. What do you want to see more of? Because I wouldn't mind covering things outside of ufology. I already have interviews that have nothing to do with UFOs, federal agents, DEA, NSA, CIA, Secret Service, etc. But if you guys want to hear some political stuff, which I love to talk about, I would love to put it on this channel, but only if you will watch it. So I wanted you guys to tell me in the comments. Anyway, while that being is there, you see him? Look at the shadow of a head right up to the camera. That is why I'm saying there are at least two of these suckers here. And notice how they go up into the Jeep and they're just looking into, the window. I have a feeling the family maybe was sleeping in there, or at least him sleeping in there. Oh, can you imagine if you were asleep in the middle of the woods and you wake up to see these glowing eyes looking at you? It would scare the crap out of me. When I went to Giant Rock with a friend to look for aliens, yeah, of course we didn't see any. We made sure we had a 357 Magnum, in case we saw something. Now, I'm not saying we're going to shoot at aliens, but if something was going to harm us like a giant Bigfoot, we would have emptied that damn gun into that. So, uh, just the point. The only reason I'm saying that is when you go do something, always be prepared for danger. Um, yeah, so a 357 Magnum will get you out of danger, except when the ETs can shut your mind off and basically control you. Now, there's something else I'm trying to get at. I'm having a little difficulty, so I don't want to say what it is until I get it out. But in the meantime, I want to know how many of you saw this sucker in real life and everything. All 16 that I played for you tonight. Look how close that is. Those are the eyes again. All 16 videos I played for you today. I want to know which ones you guys say are the ones you actually saw, is one. The second thing I want to hear from you is those of you who have not seen any of these aliens live, like myself. I've never met an alien, never saw one, never been abducted that I know of, knock on wood. I don't want to find that out if I am. But the point being is I'm only basing the reality on what people have told me they've seen themselves. So I want to know which one you guys think are real, which ones can possibly be fakes. The one that I think could possibly be fake is that really tall one that shakes the hand of the guy. But I could be wrong because the skin looks real. It's very similar to what people describe. And on top of that, um, the eyes that are, you could even see the light glittering off them. So again, I just want to kind of know which ones you guys think. And with that being said, folks, I really hope you enjoyed this video. Again, leave the thumbs up, uh, leave a comment, and share the video. And please send a super thanks after you subscribe. With that being said, keep your eyes in the sky. And of course, I'll catch you on the flip side of the moon.